So from above, my Carrera S pretty much looks like a GT3, but underneath it's another story. This video, we're going to sort that out. So for anyone new, this is the fourth in the series, and in the last video I left things hanging a bit. In this video we're going to fabricate all the fittings and get this diffuser attached to the car. Let's hope that's the case. I created a template that's going to attach to the chassis. With that I managed to create a template bracket that's going to attach to the diffuser. Went a bit old school, heated up a bracket and bent it into shape and then cut it down to size. This is just to get the shape right. Check that now. Attaching it under the car seems to fit. And now when we line up the diffuser, yeah, at last that's looking good. Gaps look solid. That is really starting to come together. I'm really happy with that. So with the base template fabrication done, I got these thicker steel brackets created. And now I'm going to mount these to the diffuser and the underside of the car. Now this diffuser is a GT3 diffuser and it's got 3 mounting holes at the front, and that's what we need to get mounted under the car. But when I tried to do that, I noticed that the underbody mounting points don't actually marry up. They are just not strong enough to be able to hold this panel. So what I did then is just create another cardboard template, and I wanted to just double check that the holes definitely did not line up, and they didn't. So here's a look under a real GT3. In fact, this is a GT3 RS, and you can see there the way that it is mounted. With that mounting not really being viable on my car, I looked at mounting it to the rear crossmember. Why? Well, it's strong and it already does have some holes prepared in it, and I put in some riv nuts. And from that I then decided to strengthen the diffuser because I wasn't convinced that just the carbon fibre was going to be able to hold it. So created a bracket, marked it all up, created some extra smaller brackets so I could just slide it onto some screws that were going to be mounted onto those riv nuts. To put that on and screwed and bolted it through to give it extra strength. And lastly, just give it a spray over just so it doesn't corrode. And now we're going to give that a fitting. So we've got our brackets sorted, and yeah, apologise for the terrible focus here, but yeah, lining that all up underneath, and that's it mounted. Well, so I thought. I was like super disappointed with that, and look at the gap. And so it was back to the drawing board. So I stuck with the mounting bracket idea and I went for a thinner one. I moved it further back, and this time it was flush. Now the next issue is that with the diffuser mounted properly, there was still this big gap between the diffuser and the bumper. And if you watch my other videos, you'd have noticed that I'd used like Polycam on my iPhone to try and do scanning. And that worked to a certain extent, but not for this. The problem with Polycam is you go through multiple instances of scanning to try and get a decent measured scan. So I went and bought this Einstar 2 scanner. I started to scan the back of the car with the diffuser attached. I'm just showing you here how that comes out. It's a really solid scanner. Didn't take too much time to make it work. Now with the scan done, you can see how that looks in Fusion, and it's really good. And the measurements are absolutely bang on. So no need to re-measure and try and get everything to line up. And from that, I built this infill panel, which I thought actually looked quite good. Then I 3D printed it, glued it all together because it was too big to print on my A1 bamboo. And yeah, that's the first part of it all glued up together. Then I wanted to add some strength to it, so I put some fiberglass cloth on the back of it to give it some strength and rigidity. I mean, it is going to be in a hot area of the car, and time will tell actually to see if this actually works, but it's definitely going to be stronger than just bare plastic. Now the other challenge while that's drying off is the exhaust tips. I really didn't like them. I didn't like chrome, and then I bought these other ones and they were huge, they stuck out. I sent them off, the smaller ones, and got them black Cerakoted, a lot closer to what you see on a GT3. And I thought these looked quite good, so let's get these mounted up. Yeah, they look pretty good. Still need to be aligned a little better. Lastly, for the mounting on the panel that I made, I needed to just create this extra bracket that would mount into the trim underneath. That would mean there'd be a bracket that bolts it onto the chassis and another one that holds it onto the trim and just keeps it all steady. Again, I put some bonding in here to glue that on. This sets quite quickly and I left that all to dry. Time for a quick coffee before we crack on. So these are all the pieces. Diffuser with all of the mounts. I put some gold reflective protective material underneath it. These are the brackets that are going to mount onto the chassis just underneath, which would normally carry the normal Carrera. And these are my panels that I printed, all with the mesh in the back of them. So let's get it all mounted up, and a test fit of the infill panel I made I think really looks good. Now let's bolt the diffuser underneath the car, and that looks solid as well. So we got the combination of them both, the diffuser looking good and the test fit of the infill panel looking awesome. Yeah, at last we're going to get this finished, and that's where it started to go wrong, because separately these pieces worked, but I'd made an amateur mistake in my design. I basically created two separate mounting brackets, one for the gap infill and the other for the diffuser, and separately they worked, but when I put them together it made it impossible for them to fit. And as you can see here, I'm trying to bolt the diffuser bracket through it, and the bracket just will not allow the infill to sit flush. It was just impossible to get the bolt through. So I was thinking about delaying this video and spending some time just to try and get it right, but I thought no, I'm just going to put it out there and show you how far I got. Why not show everything, warts and all, even if it doesn't go to plan. So I've got the print now going. It's going to take about 30 hours to complete the print, but once that's done I can fiberglass it and get it all set up. I know exactly what's wrong with it, and I know why I've ended up with the issues that I have. So I really hope you've enjoyed the video. I know it hasn't quite gone to plan, but please give me a like, please give me a subscribe, that'd be fantastic, and I'll get the next video up ASAP, because I really do want to show you this and I want to get my car off that drive.